Hi guys, Jangro here, and in this episode we're going to take a look at all things copper. We're going to look at the Oxidized copper mod. We've done that before, but there's been a lot of updates, so we've got some new stuff to look at. And then we're going to fully automate that and revive that skeleton of a copper pan farm back there. So stick around. All right, so as we head inside, let's take a look at some of the stuff. I've been doing some work on the base, messing around with some terraforming and getting the structure in place. We've still got a lot of work to do. This is a lot of framework still. I still need to do some variation in the blocks, but I like where that's going. You can see inside there, our copper room. Let's head over here to our copper room and we can talk about all of the different things we have that is related to copper, and mostly the Oxidized mod. So the Oxidized mod we've talked about before. Let's just go through it all again and kind of do a showcase. So the Oxidized mod brings in a copper trap. That's new. It does like 5 hearts of damage, and you're stuck there for several seconds. And you can activate it with redstone. This is a copper button that's relevant a little bit later. So without stepping on the copper trap, we've got 4 types of vertical cut copper. Not one type, 4 different like weathering level layers. And these are all waxed, so they'll stay there. So there's some new blocks. Now the Oxidized mod also brings us the copper kiln, which is like a smoker or a blast furnace for things like terracotta, sand, clay, balls, clay, and oak logs. And it smelts these things really fast, twice as fast as a regular furnace. So if you've got some bricks to make, this is a great tool early game. Of course, in this mod pack, the Tech Reborn stuff can go even faster, but this is a good early game thing. Copper's cheap. Copper wall appears from Tech Reborn that I kind of used as a smokestack. Now we've also got the copper Pulsar, which is basically an electromagnet. You just right click in the air with it. It turns it active and inactive, and it picks things up from really far away. Pretty cool. There's also these copper pans that are great for generating gold nuggets, iron nuggets, sand, gravel, emeralds. We'll work on that later. That's the big project in this episode. There's rose gold tools, which these are actually from a different mod, additional editions. In this mod pack, additional editions, rose gold tools replaced the oxidized ones, probably because it integrates better with the Level Z mod. Not really sure, but they're very similar. And the concept is the same, which is really cool. If you take some gold tools that you find and you put them in a smithing table, you get a rose gold version and it keeps the enchantment. So I found this efficiency 4 pickaxe in another portal ruins, mix it with a copper ingot, and we get the same efficiency 5, efficiency 4 rose gold. So you can get a heck of a lot more use out of your gold tools like that. Likewise, we can do this with gold armor. Those require rose gold tools need level 9 in skills. These rose gold armor does not come with oxidized. Those are additional editions only. Oxidized does not have armor. It just has tools. What else have we got here in our copper chest, which is from the iron chest mod? Everything copper in here. Oh yeah, so copper rails are pretty great. So a copper rail is cheaper. It's the same recipe as a powered rail, but with copper instead of the gold. And the thing about a copper rail, is that it runs 100 rails on 1 redstone power. You can see here, this same redstone torch is powering about 8 or 9 powered rails before they run out. So this entire stretch of copper rail, I'm powering with just 2 redstone torches. We can see that right here. Why do I have all these buttons set up? That's because of this right here, which is a copper golem. This is new in 1.18, I believe. The copper golem was one of the 2021 mob vote losers, and it's added by the Oxidized mod. So if you stack the trap. If you stack copper block or cut copper under a carved pumpkin with a lightning rod on top, you get a copper golem. Maybe you have to do it manually. That's disappointing. Let's try it. Maybe you have to put the lightning rod on last. This is doubly disappointing. Yeah. Oh, that's sad. I thought that was going to be something that I could have the copper golem do, push that button. Anyway, here he is. And let's get this out of his way. That trap. He will run around and randomly press copper buttons, which is why copper buttons are important. And slowly, when he finally zeroes in on a button, he kind of gets obsessed with it. And he's gonna push it a bunch of times. There we go. He pushed it. He sent the minecart. Yeah, and he's just gonna keep pushing it. He's pretty cute, so he's got that going for him. Eventually, he'll wander off and he'll get this one. The last guy I had walked into the trap and killed himself, so they're not very smart. But you might be able to think of some sort of use for that. Random button pushing. That's pretty cool. All right, we'll leave him. And I think that's all of the oxidized stuff except the copper pan setup. So let's head outside and look at the copper pan setup that we have going. So way back in an earlier episode, we talked about this. I took it apart because I just didn't, it was producing way too much stuff and I wanted to automate it so I could turn it off automatically. And so I've dug out beneath it. So I've cleared out the space for putting the redstone in here. And let's head over here to this. Oh, we didn't talk about copper lamps. These copper lanterns are also the oxidized mod, and they're also pretty great. They are brighter than, I think, vanilla lanterns, certainly brighter than torches, and light up a pretty good space. I had some of those hanging up in the copper room. I knew I was going to forget that. So here we have the mechanism that we're going to put underneath the copper pans. We need to get pistons in place to push the sand block up underneath the copper block. It's going to work like this. So here is a piston with sand that's going to push up sand up underneath. Once the sand is touching the copper pan, it will activate the copper pan and it will start producing its resources. And this is really very simple. What we're going to do is power that piston. It pushes the sand up, and now that copper pan is going to start generating stuff. With our big 15 high staircase over there, we need something a little more elaborate than this because we need to get a whole row of pistons to push up. And that's what this setup does. So with some redstone power, it's going to power this entire bottom row here of dirt and turn off these torches, which is going to unpower these blocks, which will allow these two torches per middle row of dirt blocks. And this one over here will power this dirt, which will power that piston. This one here will power this, we'll let this torch light up and we'll power that piston directly, and so on. So if we flip the switch, simple as that. So we need to replicate this exact setup over there under our copper pans. Let's do it. Okay, so here we are back under our copper pan setup. And I've got all the blocks. Like I've got a stack of pistons, actually 2 stack of repeaters, and this is going to start down here. We need to finish making space for the redstone to go up the top, and it needs to be 7. The hole needs to be 7 below the copper pan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Didn't mean to do that. And we need the first repeater right here and a redstone line coming over here to, let's put a lever here for now. And that goes into a block, which goes into a repeater. Doing this out of memory here. Goes into a repeater and then a block. And on top of these, redstone torches, and those are going to power blocks. Just need to alternate with a torch, the top and the side. And on top of those torches is the pistons. Let's put our blocks here, make it easier. On top of those, the pistons. And on top of those, we need sand. It's only supposed to do 5, but we can fit 6. Will this work? Yes, it will. I guess we might as well run 6. See if we can do a second row. So here we need this and some redstone to power it. And it's the exact same thing. And we just need to see if the redstone is going to interfere between the different rows. So far, so good. Then redstone on top and side, top and side, top and side. We need blocks and then the pistons. And sand. Okay, now for the test. That row went down, and this row went down. Perfect. This is going to work. Okay, we're going to run this thing all the way up to the top, and we'll be right back. Here we are part way with the entire first row made. And now we need torches. So much easier with this quantum chest plate, giving me creative flight. Okay, that looks good. Everything looks the same. And now we need a block on top of each torch. Reach from the beacon overhaul is also super useful. Okay, and now we need torches on the tops and sides of each block. Okay, before we cover these up, let's make sure this is working. Yep, all the torches are out. Pistons down. All right, let's just go do all the blocks first. Oh, we're missing a torch. So all these side torches need blocks on them. Now we can put the entire row of pistons. All right, let's go take a look. Are all the pistons up? Yes, they are. And now we put a block of sand on every single piston. You could also use gravel. Perfect. Sand is all now below pants. Now we need to just build this up so the water doesn't spill out. Okay, now we need water. So have to do this in every row. Okay, that took a long time. Every single pan is set with a source block. Now let's turn it on. Yes, we can. Oh, hi. Okay. So now we turn it on. And here comes, I can hear them. All right. They're going into our hoppers. Oh, some of them are getting stuck over here. We have to repair that. We need one more hopper. That's easy enough. We'll get that going. Okay, we just need to fix that one hopper and then connect it up to our AE2 system. Okay, so we have cleaned up a little bit. We fixed the hopper situation. So what we've ended up here with is a, I think 14, 3, 6, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 14 rows of 6 pans. We expanded one wide, but we shortened it a little bit. So for the final step, we need to automate the collection of this stuff and put in levels so that we can always keep all this output from these pans in stock. And we're going to do that with Applied Energistics. So we've got an Applied Energistics run coming down here. We're just going to continue it this way. I've got some smart cable. And this chest is where the stuff comes out of. I've got it turned off. Can turn it on with this lever. So we're going to continue with the smart cable, and then we're going to put an import bus on here. So that's going to pull anything coming out of anything in this chest is going to come out and go into the network. So that's it. We can stop there. We're collecting all the output from the system. We could just turn it on manually when we want more stuff and turn it off when we have enough. But why would we stop there? We have got more automation we can do. So we're going to use level emitters, which are little small Applied Energistics redstone components that read the levels of an item in the system and emit redstone or not, depending on whether it's above or below threshold. We've looked at this before. It's how we keep our water in stock. We created a few machines with these. So we're just going to run them right down here. So there's one. And it's now set to emit when levels are above or equal to a limit. And there's no thing here. We're going to do clay. We'll do the clay ball first. We drop that right in here. And let's say we want to keep, I want to keep 30,000 clay balls in stock at all times. So this is emitting a signal when levels are above the limit. We want to actually emit when levels are below the limit. So now when this just reads it from our network, if we've got less than 30,000 clay balls, it will emit redstone signal. Let's see how many we have. We have 21,000. And it's emitting a signal, which we'll set it up to turn on, basically replace that lever. So let's put redstone down here. I need to build this up a little bit. I need a little bit more stone or something. Grab a stack of this. And the signal needs to be up this high. So now that redstone is lit. And we run this down here. Now that lever is kind of useless, but it opened up the pistons and we are now generating all the resources, not just clay balls, but everything. Future Scott here, guys. As a quick aside, I had a mistake in this. One more repeater is needed right here because it goes so far up that while the lever worked to get to the top, this signal from all the way over this way did not reach the top of the copper pan stairway. So it needs a repeater right here to kind of repeat the signal so it reaches the top. Back to the build. We don't have control over which things get created. So now we just need to continue this down the line. I think there are 6 things that the copper pans will generate, so we just need 6 level emitters. We can make sure we have all of these things in stock. Am I shy one? Let's see. Yeah, I am. Let's grab one more level emitter. I think we only need one more. And we'll put this right here. Okay, so the next one is, let's see, sand. Keep 20,000 sand. We've got at least that much. In this one, we'll do gravel. $20,000 gravel. We've apparently got that. Emeralds. $5,000 emeralds. Now, the copper pans generate gold nuggets and iron nuggets. However, my system converts nuggets into ingots. So there will never be a lot of nuggets in the system. So we need to trigger off of the amount of iron ingots that we've got. Flip that over. And gold. Finally, gold ingot. Flip that. There. So now we can see visually here that we don't have enough clay balls, we don't have enough iron, and we don't have enough gold in our system. Now, as soon as we have enough of all of these things, these emitters will all turn off, and it will shut off the system. All right, let's see it work now. I have things kind of configured so we have just enough. We have enough of everything, so it's turned off now. These pistons are down. The sand is dropped down, so the pans are deactivated. So if we just take a little bit of clay out, now there's not enough clay. It needs to get back up to 21,000. So it activated pans. They'll start generating clay balls, and as soon as we get that, replace that stack of clay, it'll shut it off again. And we can simulate that by just putting the stack back. All right, I think that's going to do it for this episode. We have gone through the Oxidized mod, talked about all that copper stuff, but most importantly, we have automated our copper pans, which has been a long time coming. Those were running for a long time and just overflowing everything. And I ultimately had to turn it off, and now we've got it automated, so that will never be a problem again. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time.